It was a sunny Saturday morning when Dona Beatriz, at 78 years old, decided to visit the magical Park of Joy for the first time in 3 years. Wearing her navy blue wool coat and leaning on her carved wooden cane, she approached the main entrance with slow but determined steps. The young ticket booth attendant, no older than 19, barely looked up as she approached. "Seniors pay half price," he mumbled disinterestedly, holding out his hand, expecting payment. "Actually, I don't need to pay," Dona Beatriz said in a soft but firm voice. The young man finally looked at her, frowning. "Excuse me, ma'am, but everyone pays, even seniors pay half. Those are the rules." "I understand the rules, dear," she replied, opening her worn leather purse. "But it so happens that I am the owner of this place." The employee laughed out loud, attracting the attention of other visitors in line. "Sure you are, Grandma. And I'm Mickey Mouse. Look, if you don't have money, there's a bank right around the corner." Dona Beatriz sighed patiently.
My name is Beatriz Elena Carvalho Santos.
"I founded this park in 1967 with my late husband, Roberto. You are working at ticket booth number 3, which was last painted aqua green last month, replacing the original blue." The young man's smile began to fade. A woman in line whispered to her husband, "Do you think she's telling the truth?" "If you want proof," Dona Beatriz continued, "you can call the administrative office and ask for Dona B. Or you can check the commemorative plaque next to the Ferris wheel, where my photo is from when we inaugurated the ride in 1973. The employee, visibly nervous, picked up the phone and dialed an internal extension.
Hi, Sandra.
"There's an old lady here at the entrance who says she's the park owner." "What do you mean, finally?" "Is she really?" The voice on the other end of the line was audible to those nearby. "For heaven's sake, Carlos. Dona Beatriz told us yesterday she was coming today." "Yes, she's the owner. Treat her with the utmost respect." The young man's face turned red as a tomato.
I'm so sorry, Dona Beatriz.
"I didn't know. No one told me." "It's all right, dear," she said, gently touching his arm. "You're doing your job. But next time, when an elderly person says something that seems impossible, consider listening first, judging later." People in line began to applaud spontaneously. A small child tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, is she a real princess?" Dona Beatriz smiled at the little girl. "No, dear. I'm just someone who believed in a dream and worked very hard to make it come true." As she walked through the park, employees began to recognize her. Sandra, the administrative manager, came running from the office, almost tripping over her own feet.
Dona Beatriz.
"You should have called me. I would have prepared a proper reception." "Sandra, my dear, I came here to see my park running normally, not to be treated like a queen. I want to see if the children are having fun, if the rides are safe, if the employees are happy." They walked together down the main avenue. Dona Beatriz observed everything with keen eyes: the peeling paint on some stalls, the genuine smile of a carousel operator, a father teaching his son not to be afraid of the small roller coaster. "That fountain there," she said, pointing with her cane, "was Roberto's idea. He said every park needs a place where people can make wishes and dream." "Do you miss him?" Sandra asked delicately. "Every day. But he lives in every corner of this place. In the children's laughter, in the employees' enthusiasm, in the magic we created together." They stopped in front of the Ferris wheel, where there indeed was a commemorative plaque with a black and white photo of a young, smiling couple next to the newly built ride.
58 years, Dona Beatriz murmured. How time flies.
A group of employees began to gather around them, greeting the owner with genuine respect and affection. It was evident that many knew and admired her. "Dona B," said Joao, the oldest roller coaster operator, "I've worked here for 25 years and I've never forgotten the day you gave me an opportunity when no one else would. I had just gotten out of prison, remember?" "Yes, I remember, Joao. And you proved that everyone deserves a second chance. Today you train the new employees, don't you?" The man's eyes filled with tears.
"Yes, Mame.
"And I teach each of them what you taught me, that our job isn't to operate rides, it's to create moments of happiness." A small but respectful crowd had formed. Children looked curiously at the elegant lady who seemed important. Parents whispered explanations about who she was. "Can I ask you something?" said an 8-year-old girl, approaching shyly. "Of course, dear."
Can you ride the Ferris wheel with me?
"My grandma died last year and you remind me of her." Dona Beatriz felt her heart clench. She looked at Sandra, who immediately nodded positively. "It would be an honor, my child." As the Ferris wheel slowly ascended, the girl held Dona Beatriz's hand and pointed to different parts of the park below. "It must be amazing to have built all this," the child said. "Do you know what's even more amazing?" Dona Beatriz replied. "It's seeing that after so many years, it still works. It still makes people happy. Roberto always said that the true magic isn't in the rides, but in the smiles they provide." When they disembarked, Dona Beatriz walked to the park microphone, asking to make an announcement. "Good afternoon, dear families. I am Beatriz Santos, owner of this park. I want you to know that each of you is special to us. This place was built with love, and it is with love that we continue to welcome you. Have fun, create memories, and remember, true fun isn't about how high or fast a ride is, but about sharing those moments with those we love." The entire park applauded. Carlos, the ticket booth attendant, came up to her. "Dona Beatriz, I wanted to apologize again." "Carlos," she interrupted him, "you taught me something today too. You reminded me that sometimes we need to make ourselves heard, to defend our place in the world."
Don't hold a grudge against yourself. Hold the lesson.
At the end of the afternoon, as Dona Beatriz prepared to leave, Sandra walked her to the exit.
Will you be back soon?
"Oh, my dear, this park is my life. I may not come every day, but my heart never leaves here. And you, dedicated employees like you, are the true owners now. You keep alive what Roberto and I dreamed of." She turned one last time to look at her park, where the lights were beginning to turn on for the evening. Children were still happily running, parents smiling, employees working with pride. "Thank you, Roberto," she whispered to the wind. "Our dream lives on." And with slow but steady steps, Dona Beatriz walked away, knowing she would return soon, because after all, once the owner of a piece of magic, always the owner of a piece of magic.